Alright, so Lockie, I'm back. Lord willing, I can just pick up. And yeah, so the topic I originally wanted to go into is Israelite foreigners, because we're going to especially start to see Israelites that look like these other nations really come out the woodwork soon, man. It might not be necessarily even during the teaching. It might be during teaching, it might be when MOTB comes out, it might be during Miracle Week. But what we know is there's going to be, and not just Israelite foreigners, but Israelites in general, there's going to be an influx, right? Because it talks about in the book of Acts how a miracle was done and there was 3,000 added, 5,000 added, so it's going to be that easy, for the Lord to bring his people together, to raise up that third temple, which is spiritual. They got Amalek over there talking about rebuilding a third temple. That's not in the Bible, man. It is not a physical temple. All right, this is not the case of third time's a charm with a physical building. All right, the third temple is a spiritual temple. And we pray that we're a part of it. And we pray we endure. All right, but like it says in the book of Romans, right, I believe, it's Romans 8:7. Let me just try to go to that. Traffic ain't too bad yet, so I should be able to. Yep. Romans 8:6-7, it says, "For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity," which enmity is where you get enemy, right? It opposes. "Is enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be." So there you go. A carnal mind is enmity with the Most High. We're supposed to be spiritual. Alright, and thinking that every Israelite's going to look like a stereotypical Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian, that's not being spiritual. That's being carnal. Because you know that Israel's been scattered. I don't understand how these camps will have a man that has a so-called white mom and he could be light-skinned, super light-skinned. Then you have Latinos, especially like Puerto Ricans or Mexicans, Ephraim and Issachar, and they'll be light as, very light as hell. And some of these people could be white passing and, oh yeah, well his dad is this, his dad is that, so he's good. But how do you know you haven't came across an Irish dude or an Italian dude whose lineage goes back to so-called black people? I mean, don't you know history? Right? The Moors had put their seed all up in Italy, especially southern Italy and Sicily. The Irish, the original Irish, were so-called black men. Before, not George Orwell. Wasn't it somebody named Orwell? I think George Orwell is the person that made that book, 1984. Something like that. But nonetheless, Edomite, I'd have to go back into it. He went over there and he slaughtered them. He talked about how they were, I think he said they were shorter, dark-skinned guys. So, and of course, it's not just Irish and Italian. But those are the main ones that you're going to see and hear about. Absolutely. But Israel's scattered all over and mingled with all people. And so you've had Italian people and Irish people mingle with Jewish people and mingle with English and all sorts of different other so-called ethnicities of white people and Hispanics. And, bro, everybody's so mingled that you wouldn't know. And not only that, we're talking about thousands upon thousands of years ago. Just because your great-great-grandfather is so-called black, that doesn't mean he was 3,000 years ago. Right? We don't know these things, and we don't have the record. So it's supposed to be based upon faith. It's supposed to be a spiritual thing that we're talking about here. All right, Israelites will look like everybody, man. It's not. Even the elites know that. Like, come on. The elites know that, man. We know a lot of you guys be paid out, and some of you guys are just carnal, and some of you guys, maybe you just don't want it to be the case because you got so much hate, in your heart. Which, bro, I hate Esau. I hate heathens, but mainly Esau, of course. I don't hate just straight up white people. Because you'd say, oh, aren't you so-called white? Yeah, but I'm excluding myself. I'm saying, because I know Esau is not technically so-called white people. Esau is people that come from Esau. And Edomite is a descendant. I have the word up there if you'd like to read it. It's a descendant of Esau. Just because you're so-called white doesn't mean you're an Edomite. And just because you're black, so-called black, doesn't mean that you're an Israelite. It's not how that works. And, you know, it's so mingled and all that. The angels are going to have to separate the wheat from the tares. Which the tares are basically people that look like Israelites, but they're not. See, because the Lord has two things, right? Sun and the moon. He has night and day, light and dark, summer, winter, spring, fall. You know, opposing things. The Lord has Israelite foreigners, Israelites that will look like other nations, and then he has tares. And I've said this before. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these black-only Israelites that don't have the names of the Lord or the doctrine or anything, they're just all about black, black, black. Well, you might be an Edomite. And then what Jake also needs to remember is this ain't the Black Panther Party, man. This is about the Israelites. Israel is as the sand of the sea in terms of numbers, in terms of multitudes, and in terms of appearance. Ranging from light to dark. All sorts of different hair textures, eye colors, nose shapes, ears. It's not about appearance, man. Scriptures say in Hosea that Ephraim is a cake not turned. Hosea 7 and 8. He hath mixed himself among the people. The first king of Judah, Rehoboam, his mother was what we call today a so-called Japanese woman. But you guys don't have anything to say about these things, do you? Ruth was a Moabite. Moses' wife was not an Israelite. But yet his sons, Gershom and Eleazar, it says in the book of Chronicles that they were named after the tribe of Levi. So you have to break all these things down. Okay? I'm talking to the black on the Israelites when I say those things. But the second topic that I wanted to get into real quick is the MOTB. Alright, it literally tells us in Revelations 13 and 16 that he, being the elites, is going to cause everybody to receive a mark. You go into the Greek word, you got to go into the words, you got to go into history, you got to go into everything. Even geography, to understand. It's charagma. When you go into the root, it's charax. Then you also have 603 score and 6. You have stigma. All these things go into a stick, a prick, well not a stick. Well yeah, basically like you're getting stuck with something, like a prick, incision, a cut, a badge of servitude. This is a physical thing. And when it's talking about your forehead, it's talking about your brain. The brain chip, the Neuralink, they already got that out. And then Jake always tried to be a smart ass. Well, what if I get in my left hand? You really want to play with the Lord like that, man? Are you really that fucking foolish? Like, what kind of question is that? And you wonder like why the Lord is going to destroy a lot of you. Because of shit like that. Because of shit like that, man. The point is, if you get this chip at all, not, oh well, it's on my phone already, it's in my my debit card. Oh, great. Is it in your body? No. There you go. If you get the chip in your body, you will be damned to destruction, not to eternal hellfire. Now, if you're here in America, you're going to go into the lake of fire, because America is the lake of fire after it's engulfed with nuclear flames, which is future prophecy. Lord willing, 2026, if it's the Lord's will. But let his will be done, as he always has since the beginning. Right? But it's obvious what the mark of the beast is. It's obvious that all Israel ain't gonna come looking like just straight up so-called black people. It's obvious that we're at the end. It's obvious that a lot of these guys are full of shit, fucking sellouts. It's evident that we need Yahushua to come back, man. Now more than ever. We needed him to come back yesterday, and he's coming back. And we just gotta wait. All right, though it Terry, wait for it. So Lord willing, that this lesson was edifying. Before I close, I want to give all praise to Yahweh B'Shem El Shai, B'Shem Rakah Kodash. The honors go out to the apostles, elders, great millstone, ruin, teach well. Shalom, wa barakiam to you brothers and sisters out there. All right, shalom.